Today I want to talk to you about exhibiting peppers at the fair, specifically bell peppers. Now there are many different kinds of peppers that can be exhibited. A lot of them are hot peppers, but today we're going to focus on green bell peppers. Now what the judge is going to look for when they are evaluating your exhibit at the fair is to see that the peppers are all the same size, shape, color, and that they have the same number of lobes. Now if you're not familiar with that, when you look at the very bottom end of the pepper, you're going to see that the number of lobes can vary. They can actually be very pointy in nature. They can have 3 lobes, as you see here, or they may have 4 lobes. It becomes a very critical issue when that judge is evaluating that plate in that all of the peppers have the exact same number of lobes. So be sure that you select those that are very similar. The other thing that they're going to look for is to see that the color is either mature or immature. Now peppers, when they are immature, are typically green. As they mature to a color. Now that can be red, could be yellow, could be purple, could be a darkish purplish black, but they should be either exhibited all immature or all mature. This pepper, for example, is beginning to show maturity setting in. You can see it's beginning to turn just a little bit here. By having this on a plate with other peppers, they are not uniform in color anymore because this one is beginning to show that maturity. The other preparation for the peppers is that the tops need to be trimmed so that they have about 1 inch of the stem left on rather than removed all the way. So I've selected some peppers to make up my exhibit. The next step would be to make sure that we all have the same number of lobes on them. So I've got 4 and 4, 4. Well, that one's got a 3. There's a 4. So we've got the number of lobes. We also want to make sure that they are clean, and simply taking a sponge or a soft cloth would be the way to clean them up. You want to be sure and check at the very top of the pepper because within that cap sometimes dirt can congregate. So either take a sponge or a brush of some kind to get the dirt that is out of there. But simply cleaning them softly will make sure that you don't damage the skin that is on there. So I mentioned to you that we need to trim the tops, and I want them all the same length. So 1 inch is preferred. 1/2 inch would work as well. I don't have 1 inch available on all of these, so I'm going to try and get them down to 1/2 of an inch. When you pull them from the plant, what's going to happen is that stem is going to be sort of tattered in appearance, so you want to make sure you have a nice, clean cut. So I'm going to exhibit them on my plate. Again, as you look at each specimen, be sure that you inspect it for any debris that is on there, because that's what makes the difference between your blue ribbon plate and the other winners, is that yours is going to be prepped exactly right. So I'm going to trim that top. This one has a fairly long stem. It's got a top that is tattered just a little bit. I'm going to trim that nice, neat, and clean. It shows that you took the time and the care to get that exhibit as ready as possible. Place that towards the bottom here, placing my best side out. And now I have my 5 peppers that are prepped and ready for the fair. So hopefully I've given you some tips to get you the best of show on your plate of peppers.